We now have over 30,000 active cases of child abuse and neglect in the Los Angeles County Dependency Courts. That's by far the largest system in the United States.
I have always been interested in social justice causes, and I did some other volunteer work before, and it was very rewarding, and I wanted to do a little bit more.
I became a CASA because it seemed to me to be something that if I did, I was going to be able to see the tangible results of the seeds that I'd sown. And I've only been a CASA for 15 months, but that has proven to be true.
They are court-appointed special advocates, we call them CASAs, and they provide one-on-one advocacy for about 1,300 children every year. So you can see we have a crisis. We have 12,000 children who need an advocate, and we'll serve 1,300 this year.
I mean, my math is not great, but 11,000.
We need 8,000 volunteers total. What we're looking for right now is 300, which is to clear off our wait list so we can take new referrals.
CASAs are the one person in the court system who is an agent of the court. Judges assign CASAs to volunteer on cases where a child has an issue regarding medical care, education, placement issues, children who need to be planning for their future as they emancipate out from the foster care system. The children's attorneys are impacted. The social workers have too high of caseloads. So the CASA is the one person who's able to focus on this child or this sibling group to make sure their needs are met.
I think a lot of times kids in the foster care system, when they get a CASA, don't really know what a CASA is. They're just so used to all these different adults being around them. They actually want someone to put the pressure on a little bit, to expect something higher of them. Because when you don't have anyone expecting anything of you, you have no bar to reach for. I said, "What do you most want from me?" And he said, "I want someone to ride me on my grades."
We also try to be a glue that connects all the various programs and systems that surround our foster children. This includes attorneys, social workers, mental health care professionals, school districts, psychotropic medications. There's a lot going on.
At the age of 15, I decided to make a decision to run away from home. I went to a shelter, and automatically from there, they told me I would get into foster care. But no one really tells you what your rights are when you're going into court and what court would be like. I don't think anybody really wants to go to court and when you really want to have a focus on them in that way. But especially when people are telling you about your life and they don't really know who you are.
It took a while for us to form a connection. He had been in the system a long time before that, and he had seen many workers come and go. It had been a revolving door of professionals in his life, and so trust was quite difficult for him.
He went through a lot of hardship over the last year. He was removed from his group home, and it was very sudden. It was right before Christmas, and I picked him up in a pickup truck to take him out for cheeseburgers, and he just broke down in the car next to me. It was the first sort of moment of really seeing that if I hadn't been there, he would have been completely alone.
Children who age out of our foster system face tremendous odds. They end up homeless in alarming numbers. Some statistics suggest that if you look at young people on the streets of Los Angeles, about 40% of them spent time in foster care. Only about 3% of young people who age out of the foster care system graduate from college. As many as 25% will be incarcerated. And you, every individual who lives in Los Angeles, can help change those statistics by becoming a CASA volunteer today.
To advocate for the needs of a youth in court is one of the most extraordinary things you could ever do. I think back to myself, if I had somebody who knew my rights, who could tell me like I had a voice within court, who was consistent in my placements, because I moved around about 20 to 25 different placements since when I aged in to foster care at 15 and aged out. I wish I had somebody who was consistent in that way.
And what you'll often hear foster kids say is that their judge changed, except for me, their social worker changed, their lawyer changed, but the one person that was consistently there for them was their CASA.
We had a conversation where he asked me, what will happen if the case closes? And I said, I will be your CASA until the case is there, and I'll be your friend after that. And he got really agitated, and he said, but I'm trying to ask you if you're going to be with me all my life. And I realized at that point that, this is, he does have a connection I didn't know before.